Let us be honest today. Across this House, most, if not all of us, share concerns over the current direction of the Turkish government and of President Erdogan. Maybe some speakers today will try to outcompete each other in their condemnations, or even, as this previous speaker said, their insults. Yes, we all share concerns over the press freedom in Turkey. Yes, we all share concerns over the treatment of the opposition and the conduct of the referendum. And we all share concerns over President Erdogan seeking to grab more executive power for what has up to now been largely a ceremonial presidency. However, many in this House also realise that at times we need to work with Turkey when it comes to controlling the flows of refugees and migrants. We need to work with Turkey on regional security as an important member of NATO. We need to work with Turkey as we share concerns over issues such as Russian aggression. So in reality, we're talking about a difficult balancing act. And this balancing act needs two things. Firstly, we need to be honest with Turkey that it may never be a member of the EU. There are too many concerns. Prejudice against a largely Muslim population, a landmass which lies mostly in Asia, the prospect of freedom of movement to millions of Turks, the prospect of voting weights in the Council and here in this Parliament, and an EU external border which would be with countries such as Iran, Iraq and Syria. Secondly, we need to have a more robust and critical relationship between Turkey and the EU. But in seeking both, the EU has to ask itself this question: is the EU ready for the consequences of Turkey possibly opening its borders with Greece and allowing people to transit to the EU? President Erdogan himself being pushed into the arms of countries such as Russia or Iran. So while Turkey is not ready for EU membership, and it's not even ready for visa liberalisation, completely turning our back on Turkey is not an option. This is why the ECR group welcomes calls for a different kind of relationship with Turkey. It will be a difficult balancing act requiring much diplomacy. It may be a more difficult relationship, but it will be a more honest relationship, more cautious, more critical, focused more on cooperation and no longer on the distant goal of EU membership.